Let's talk about mounting an image and doing some file and folder level recovery. I have some images from the server Potter, and a user is telling me that on the 5th, they had some files on this server, but after the 5th, they were gone. So I'm going to take any one of these point in times from the 5th. Let's go ahead and mount this 5 o'clock incremental. Again, I'm going to right mouse click, and I have two options here. I have Mount, which will give me the Mount Wizard and allow me to choose the drive letter and choose some other settings, or I have Quick Mount, which is going to give me the next available drive letter, which in this case is going to be E. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to just mount and run the Mount Wizard, and so I can show you some of the options here. The first thing it's showing me here is just some data, where this image came from, how big it was, and everything else like that, the point in time of when it was. We'll click Next. This is just showing me the chain, the dependency chain of the files that need to be there. That's okay. We're going to click Next. Now, again, I can choose the next available drive letter. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to mount as P because it's the Potter server. But I also have the option to mount as a subfolder under an NTFS file system. So if I wanted to, I could actually tell it to mount in the root of C and give it a custom name. So we could say Potter mount. Another cool thing about mounting it as a subfolder under an NTFS file system is if there was security or user rights to this drive or this image that you're mounting, those user rights and security will stay in place. So if this was the user share, you could simply just mount it as an NTFS folder, and then if the person has rights to get into that folder, they'll be able to get in there. Otherwise, they'll just see that it's there. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to mount as P. So another checkbox here. This can be kind of interesting. If I check this, this will allow rights to this point in time. One thing I want to make clear is we never ever edit this point in time, this incremental or this full, whatever you're mounting. We never inject changes into there. All of the changes that you're going to do are going to be saved to a new incremental. Where does this become a benefit? Well, let's say you have an image from a machine that has a virus. You can mount this as read-write on a machine that has the latest, greatest virus protection, scan it, remove the virus, and then when you dismount it, those changes will be saved into an incremental file. And then from there, you can restore that back to the same machine, and you have effectively removed the virus. There are a lot of tools and things that you can use on an image when you check Allow Rights. But just keep in mind, we're going to save all the changes to an incremental, so you're still preserving this point in time that you're mounting. In this case, I'm just going to uncheck it because I want to just drag a file and drop it to the desktop. So we'll click Next. And within a few seconds, we will have a P drive. You see it popping up right there. It will always open up another Windows Explorer for us. So this is the file they're looking for, the ShadowProtect 4.0 logo. So I'm just going to go ahead and just drag that right to the desktop. And we click on Desktop. Here we go. There's the file. So very simple to mount and drag and drop files and folders, whatever needed. Now that I'm done with this, I can right mouse click on the drive letter and do a dismount. That will run the dismount wizard for you. And if you mounted it read-write, you need to dismount this way because then you can tell it to save the changes out. If you just do it a quick mount, that's going to go ahead and just get rid of the drive letter. It's no longer mounted and you're done.